Hey, welcome to the reloading bench. Today we're going to be reloading 45 ACP with a 230 grain round nose bullet from X-Treme. The powder charge we're going to be using behind the projectile is going to be 4.4 grains of Hodgdon's Tight Group. Tight Group is one of the faster burning pistol powders out there, and since I will be using these in a 3-inch barrel 45, I want to go to a higher pistol or faster burning powder than what I normally use. Normally for my 45s, like this group of 200 grain, I use a slightly slower burning powder, Hodgdon's HP 38. Primarily I use these to a 5-inch barrel, but with the shorter barrel I need the powder to burn quicker so that I get the full benefit of the charge, so I'm using the Tight Group this time. The cases have already been resized, primed, and tumbled. So the first thing I'm going to do today is going to be load in the powder through expanding die. That's what Lee calls it. The powder through expanding die opens the mouth of the case, puts a slight bevel on it so that the bullet will fit down the inside, which you can feel with your fingers right here. It's just a slight opening. It creates a funnel that makes it easier to get the bullet down inside. Then, since I am using a powder through expanding die, I'm going to put my powder funnel in the top, come over to the Lee Perfect powder measure, crank out a load of powder, which I will weigh just to make sure that my charge is right. Let's check that again. Just waiting for the digital scale to set in here. And there we are. Dump the powder into the funnel, and it goes down into the cartridge. One word about equipment here. I enjoy using Lee equipment. Compared to the other products on the market, Lee is relatively inexpensive. On the other hand, remember, you do get what you pay for. You can pay a lot more for a different product, say a Dillon, and you get a much nicer product. There's no doubt about that. Quite frankly, I don't shoot enough. I don't shoot well enough to demand the precision of a Dillon product. Lee works fine for me. That being said, if you go the route of using a Lee product, be prepared to tinker with things. Like I said, be prepared to tinker just a little bit. My charge creeped up on me just a little bit there. Right now we're back in line. Okay, I have 5 cases charged with powder. I'll finish the rest of them later on, but for now, for purposes of speeding up the video and not boring you to death, we're going to move along to the next step. Now it's time to seat the projectile in the case. Got it right. 5 bullets. Now I've already adjusted my lead bullet seating die to the overall length of the cartridge that I want. Take your bullet and set it on top of the case. This is where what you did with expanding the mouth comes in handy. It allows that bullet to set in there perfectly. That way you don't have to try to hold it in place excuse me, as you feed the bullet into the seating die. With just a little effort, you now have a bullet seated in the cartridge. Now we check the overall length. This was much easier done if you remember to keep your glasses handy. I'm looking for an overall length of 1.225 inches, and we come in right at 1.226. I'm not going to worry about 1/1000th of an inch. .228. Let's try to seat that again. Just a little further down in there. .226. .225. .225. And another one right on the money. Now it's time for the final step. You can take these bullets right now and shoot them in most guns. finish and put a total professional look, factory feel on your bullets, I suggest going ahead and using the Lee factory crimp die that comes with the four die deluxe set from Lee. The reason being is where you put the bell in the case mouth a moment ago, you want to go ahead and take that back out. The factory crimp die does that for you and gets a nice even seal all around the bullet. Notice that I did say with most guns. I can tell you with the compact 1911 that I shoot, the chamber is very tight. These loads will not chamber with the bell in the mouth. So for me, the factory crimp die is a necessity. There you have it, folks. Straight off the reloading bench, we have 5 rounds of 45 ACP, 230 grain round nose, ready to load in the magazine, head out on the range, and see what we can do. I'll see you on the shooting range.